School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. Trib Live High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
The Trib Live High School Sports Network presents WPIAL Boys Championship Basketball from the Peterson Event Center. An epic battle coming up. Hi, friends, and a very pleasant good evening. What a great place to be on a Friday night, watching number one, Laurel Highlands, the top seed in 5A, with a record of 24-0, going up against the second seed, Newcastle, with a mark of 23-1. And Dean Delamalva is alongside. Your thoughts as we get set to set the stage for this game, Dean?
Well, this should be one of the best games of the weekend, in my opinion. Two teams that can flat out go with plenty of players who can score on both sides. These two teams have combined 47-1 this season. 20 straight wins for Newcastle, and as a matter of fact, the last time Laurel Highlands lost last year in the semis to this Newcastle team.
And our coverage is brought to you by Slippery Rock University. Newcastle, a year ago, winning the WPIAL championship, its 14th WPIAL boys title. And Newcastle finished last year with a record of 23-1, defeated Chartiers Valley at North Allegheny in the championship game a year ago. For Laurel Highlands, two boys basketball titles, one in 1968, the other was in 2020, 2 years ago. Laurel Highlands won the 5A title with a most impressive and exciting 52-51 win over Mars.
Yeah, and it took somebody who's on this floor, who's now a junior at the freshman at the time, Rodney Gallagher, with 2 free throws with 4.8 seconds to go to defeat Mars in that game. What a story for them. They were also a higher seed, making the run to the finals and getting the victory.
By the way, when Adam Gusky gives us the starting lineups, you will note that Newcastle will start 3 seniors and 2 juniors. Laurel Highlands will start 2 seniors and 3 juniors. Laurel Highlands, coached by Rick Hugger. This is Rick's 4th decade of coaching basketball, 18th year as the head coach of the boys program at Laurel Highlands. And for Newcastle, Ralph Blundo, and this is Ralph's 12th year, and every year that Ralph has been the head coach of Newcastle, it has advanced to the WPIAL semifinals, and Ralph has 7 titles. He has beaten Hampton 3 times. He's beaten Quaker Valley 3 times in the win over Chartiers Valley last year. Number 1 and number 2 in the 5A championship game, the final of the 4 Friday games. So we are at the halfway point of the 2022 WPIAL basketball tournament. There will be 5 games coming up tomorrow. And Maggie Knight, in just a moment, will be singing our national anthem. By the way, I mentioned 1 and 2 here. Laurel Highlands 1, Newcastle 2. Just so happens that there were in these 12 games 6 1-2 matchups. Just 6. So here's one of the 6 tonight. And as I said at the outset of the broadcast, this could be an epic basketball game, center stage at the Peterson Event Center. The disclaimer now being handled by Adam Gusky. We've already had some exciting stories written so far in the tournament. We'll, throughout the broadcast, tell you about those other games and the other champions that have been crowned. Now here's Maggie.
Oh, say, can you see broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight. O'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does thou star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Now Adam Gusky with the starting lineup, brought to you by Davis & Davis, attorneys at law, a team of professionals working for you. When you're hurt, we're here.
At guard, a 5'11" senior, number 1, Michael Graham. At guard, a 6'4" senior, number 3, Michael Wells. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 5, Isaiah Boyce. At guard, a 6'4" senior, number 10, Kamari Perkins. And at guard, a 5'10" junior, number 12, Jonathan Anderson. Newcastle is coached by Ralph Blundo. He is assisted by Jason Donaluk, Daniel Middenock, and Bill Humphrey. And now here's the starting lineup for the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. At forward, a 6'3" junior, number 1, Keandre DeShields. At guard, a 6-foot junior, number 2, Rodney Gallagher. At guard, a 6'1" junior, number 3, Brandon Davis. At forward, a 6'2" senior, number 15, Joe Chambers. And at center, a 6'2" senior, number 33, Nico Johns. Laurel Highlands is coached by Rick Halger. He is assisted by John Smith, Indiana Jenkins.
So Newcastle traveled southeast to get to the Peterson Event Center. Laurel Highlands heading northwest, and they're ready to clash.
Converging at the Pete.
14 titles for Newcastle, 3 different classifications. 9 in 4A, 4 in 3A, and then last year in 5A, and here is Newcastle in another 5A game.
One of the keys to last year's semis, Lanny, was the start of the game. Laurel Highlands started that game last year ice cold. They missed their first 8 shots. Newcastle took the lead and never looked back. So we're going to look for the start here to be key.
And we're underway. And the home team, or the team designated as the home club because of its number 1 seed, the Mustangs. That is Davis. And Gallagher's 3 comes up short. And now it is Newcastle's first possession of the night.
So both these teams have guys that can fill it. DeShields, Gallagher, Davis for Laurel Highlands, Wells, Boyce for Newcastle.
In the 3 playoff game, there's the steal grabbed by Johns. 3 playoff games. Wells averaging 23.3 points per game. Driving in and missing the layup to Shields, and out of bounds, stopping the clock 55 seconds have expired in this game. 17.3 points per game for Isaiah Boyce in the 3 playoff games. 17.7 for Keandre DeShields of Laurel Highlands in the 3 playoff games. Same average in postseason for Rodney Gallagher. And it is Michael Graham at the top of the key, looking for the first point or points of the night. And it is forthcoming from a guy that wears number 3, Brandon Davis, for a 3-0, or by Michael Wells, rather, for the 3-0 Newcastle lead.
30% from the three-point range as well as this year, so good make for him, get him started, averaging over 20.
And Gallagher with a 3 to answer. Laurel Highlands had only 1 3 in each of its first 2 playoff games. And the 3 ball not good, but then driving in and firing up one haphazardly. And our first foul of the game comes with 5:59 remaining in the first quarter. It's going to send Isaiah Boyce to the line to shoot a pair.
Yeah, they got Brandon Davis and the Mustangs with that foul, so 1 for him early on.
Boyce, 17.3 points per game in the playoffs, and he has his first point of the night for 3. Newcastle. And a traveling call. $5A championship game. Anderson, left wing 3, knocked down by Boyce. 7-3 Newcastle.
2 out of their first 3-pointers in the hole for the Hurricane.
Davis from 10 feet drops it in. Newcastle up 7-5. Jonathan Anderson. He had 13 points in the quarterfinal win over Shaler. Good movement outside the arc and just to the left of the top of the Cree. And, well, Boyce has 7 points in a hurry with 2 threes and a 1. And we've not yet reached the halfway point of the first quarter. Intercepted, and here comes Newcastle. Laurel Highlands 24-0, Newcastle 23-1. Bounce pass in and knocked away. Chambers with the great defensive play to knock it away.
Timely hands in there. If he's a split second later, that's probably a foul. But a nice play regardless by Chambers on D.
Yeah, from the right side of the hoop, Graham averaging 7+ points per game in the playoffs, and he has 2 tonight. Hard pass that ends up in the hands of Laurel Highlands. Gallagher to tie the game. Nope. As we approach the halfway point of the first quarter of this 5A championship game, Boyce, Graham, Anderson's floater, good for a pair, and a 12-7 Newcastle lead.
Teams aren't wasting very much time on the offensive end looking for a shot. I'll tell you that. They can both score.
Rodney Gallagher, 24 points in that win over Mars in the championship game 2 years ago. And Dean mentioned the game-winning free throws. Foul here. Looks like it's going to go against Boyce for the first foul of the game against Newcastle. And sending Brandon Davis to the line to shoot 2. Davis, we got a timeout. And there is 3:26 remaining in the first quarter. Newcastle 12 and Laurel Highlands 7.
As you mentioned, the basketball championship broadcast tonight is presented by Slippery Rock University. A rock-solid education begins with a comprehensive learning experience. Inspired by passionate faculty members and guided by caring support services. Learn more and visit SRU, www.sru.edu/visit.
And every time we have a player go to the free throw line, it will be brought to you by the law offices of Kapusta Schwerers. 12-7, Newcastle on top. There are 5 games tomorrow here at the Peterson Event Center, starting with the 11 o'clock 1A girls game featuring number 4 Aquinas Academy and number 7 Bishop Canevin. Bishop Canevin has a chance to become the only school this year to have both its boys and girls teams win basketball championships. Our Lady of the Sacred Heart had a chance to do it, but the girls team from Our Lady of the Sacred Heart was defeated by Neshannock earlier today. So here we go with the free throw, brought to you by Kapusta Schwerers. Medical malpractice, personal injury cases, there is no risk, no upfront fees. Learn more at kdslaw.offices.com. And Davis hits the first of 2. Graham the rebound. Newcastle by 4.
Mustangs a pretty good free throw shooting team, 75% on the season, but only 1 of 2 on that first trip.
Good bit of ball movement, and then the drive for Anderson, and he missed it, but the ball comes out and outside the arc. The shot wide left by Wells. Laurel Highlands 2-on-1. Laid in gingerly by Davis. So Laurel Highlands now trails by 2 with 2:44 remaining in the first quarter.
Out quick in transition are the Mustangs. They're able to cut this gap to 2, and now we've got an offensive foul called here.
Stop the clock with 2:34 remaining in this first quarter. Second foul against Newcastle. Isaiah Boyce early on leading all scorers with 7. The Newcastle junior. Rodney Gallagher. DeShields from outside the arc. Ball drops into the hands of Newcastle. And Anderson of the game gets it down from Young. So we've had our first substitution of the ball game. Boyce, right side of the lane and off the glass. Boyce has 9, and Newcastle leads 14-10.
The Isaiah boys came to play today. Starting early. Nice strong take to the hole.
Gallagher talking about strong efforts to get to the rim. Anderson. Minute 25 remaining in the first quarter. Boyce fakes and goes, and traveling call against him. 1:15 remaining in period number 1. Newcastle 14, Laurel Highlands 12.
I thought they were going to get Anderson for the foot shuffle there. Instead, he was able to get the dish away to Boyce, and he traveled instead.
And the officials for the game, Quinn McGuire, Shane Snyder, and Paul Pulio. All 3 outstanding referees. Davis, left elbow. No good, and the putback is for Pratt. Jaden Pratt enters the game and drops in 2. Pratt had 14 points against Hampton in the quarterfinals, and we are tied at 14. Final minute of chapter number 1.
Jaden Pratt, a pretty good player, too. Averaging almost double figures, 9.6 a game. Got to watch him.
.30 seconds remaining in the first period.
After all that tempo, now Newcastle's going to hold for one here. Maybe. Maybe not.
Anderson fired it up, and it partially blocked, and up the floor quickly. Laurel Highlands. Hooper in the game, gives it to Gallagher. 9 seconds. 5. Gallagher, the layup at the buzzer. And how about that? Laurel Highlands fell behind at the outset of the quarter 3-0, then was down early 7-3, but Laurel Highlands finishes the first quarter leading Newcastle 16-14. Our coverage brought to you by Slippery Rock University on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
It starts with a dream, and then something, someone, or someplace happens. That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you are pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged to do better and to be better. Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases, but most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis.
We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case.
If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
There were only 3 fouls in the first quarter, 2 against Newcastle, 1 against Laurel Highlands. And Newcastle starts with the ball for the outset of the second quarter, in all alone, and Wells, going to play football at Youngstown State, quickly ties the game at 16.
That was a little too easy. I'm sure Laurel Highlands defense is not happy about that. This Mustang team only gave up 43.9 points a game in section play this year.
Well, great defense there by Anderson. Knocked the ball out of bounds, and a foul is called, and it will be against Anderson. That is the 3rd foul against Newcastle. Ball to him, inbounded out under the basket. Game tied at 16. Gallagher, that was a 2. He had his right foot on the line. Rebound by Hooper. And ball knocked out of bounds by Boyce of Newcastle. Tied at 16, 54 seconds into the second quarter.
So senior Taji Hooper makes an appearance here in the second quarter for LH.
In and out, that 3-ball attempt for Davis. Baseline Anderson, Perkins. Off the glass, but not through the netting. 6:37 remaining in the second quarter. 5A championship game. Newcastle going for its 15th boys title. Knocked away. Boyce has it for Newcastle. Anderson. Anderson left wing, 3.
It's 2 baskets by Newcastle here in the second quarter with guys wide open. Got to lock it up a little bit better on defense, do the Mustangs.
Davis driving up the blue, and now it's 19-18, the Newcastle lead. Michael Wells. Perkins. Anderson, great pass in, but the ball comes out to the top of the key. Wells going into traffic. Rebound and ball knocked away, and Wells is fouled. Second foul of the game against Laurel Highlands. With 5:22 remaining in the second quarter, Newcastle leading 19-18.
Gave that one to the Shields. First for him.
Easily laid in by Wells. 21-18, Newcastle on top. Right at the end of the first quarter, Laurel Highlands took the lead 16-14. As Newcastle led throughout almost all of the first quarter. Shot missed by Anderson. DeShields ahead to Gallagher. And Rodney Gallagher lays it in. 21-20 now the Newcastle lead. 4:30 left in the second quarter.
Boy, Rod looks like he's feeling it tonight. He's just taking the ball and putting it up. Strong takes to the hole and finishes.
Out of bounds was Anderson. Newcastle had a 5-point lead about the midway point of the first quarter. And there's Laurel Highlands down by 1. Gallagher spinning, driving, scoring.
Got that mentality right now. He might be in takeover mode real soon.
Lost. Gallagher picks up the Aaron's ball. Just under 4 minutes, 3 ball for Gallagher up the back rim. Graham. Ball, Perkins has it, and Perkins is fouled by Pratt. Third foul against Laurel Highlands. And every time a player goes to the free throw line, and will be going because of this foul here on Jaden Pratt. The free throw is brought to you by the law offices of Capusto Schweers. Medical malpractice, personal injury cases. There is no risk and no upfront fees. Learn more at kdslaw.offices.com. Our coverage brought to you by Slippery Rock University. Come visit Slippery Rock University on campus. Weekday visits and Saturday open houses are available. Join them and learn about why SRU is right for you. Register for a visit at www.sru.edu/visit. Ralph Blundo, only once in his 12 years as head coach of Newcastle has a Blundo coach team failed to win 20. And that was in the 2019-2020 season when Newcastle won 17. Ralph certainly knows the way to the Peterson Event Center. Though a year ago, Newcastle won its 14th championship by beating Chartiers Valley at North Allegheny.
Doesn't matter where you win it, trophy's still the same.
And we'll see if the football players in Pennsylvania feel that same way about winning a championship in Cumberland Valley. At the free throw line is Perkins. Learn more at KDS Law. KDSLawoffices.com. Kamari Perkins settles for 1 of 2. And the game is tied at 22.
Perkins' first point of the night. Not really a big scorer at 5.4, but he does have 3 boards so far.
15-footer off the back of the rim on the shot by Pratt. A great effort there by Wallace, though he missed the shot, went after it. And then it's laid in by Davis. 24-22, Laurel Highlands leads. Just shy of 3 minutes. Wallace, front rim. Wallace got the ball in play, but into the hands of Rodney Gallagher, who lines one low. It stops the clock with 2:43 and a foul here that will send Rodney Gallagher to the line.
Kamari Perkins, number 1 on him.
Gallagher, 22 points in the first round win over Woodland Hills. 19 in the semifinals against Highlands, including 3 threes.
And he's a pretty good foul shooter, 81% on the year.
And the biggest lead of the night for Laurel Highlands at 4. 2.5 minutes remaining before intermission. Foul here, and Wells is going to go to the line. Foul number 4 against Laurel Highlands.
And that's 2 on Keandre DeShields, so their leading scorer with 2 fouls here in the first half. Not a lot of trouble yet, but something to keep an eye on for sure.
26-23. Newcastle trails by 3, now down by 2. 26-24.
See if the Gallagher-Davis show continues here for the Mustangs. They've been pretty dominant, 22 of their team's 26 points so far.
And DeShields finds a way to get to the hoop. Left side right hand. Minute 45 remaining in the second quarter. Newcastle down by 4. Ball kicked by Davis. Minute 30 left. A.J. Sumter coming in.
Get the Shields on the bench here on a defensive possession, so he doesn't get tempted into picking up that 3rd foul.
No basket and a foul. We have a minute 18 remaining in the second quarter. Laurel Highlands on top, 28-24. Foul on Chambers.
Actually, a pretty good foul by Chambers, beaten on the play. Doesn't give up the foul shots, got fouls to give. Allows them to get reset on defense.
Minute 7 left, second quarter. Boyce on the floor, foul here with 50, just under a minute remaining in the first quarter. number 6 on Laurel Highlands. Laurel Highlands leads 28-24. 5A championship game.
Boyce, who had that big first quarter, has not put up a point here in the second.
Wells makes a final minute statement. And now Laurel Highlands leads by 1. The lead it had at the end of the first quarter, 30 seconds.
That was a long one, too. Mustangs looking like they're content to just take the last shot here.
NCAA 3-ball attempt, no good. And the ball fired by Graham at the buzzer. Halftime at the Peterson Event Center. Our coverage on the Trib Live High School Sports Network brought to you by Slippery Rock University. And the halftime score, Laurel Highlands 28, Newcastle 27.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases, but most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis and Davis.
We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case.
If you've been injured, call Davis and Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
It starts with a dream, and then something, someone, or someplace happens. That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you are pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged to do better and to be better. Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
That was awesome.
When choosing a college, I wanted a school that moved me forward. At Seton Hill University, I'm a part of a welcoming community that celebrates a long history of preparing students to transform the world. With small class sizes and easy access to scholarships and aid, Seton Hill gives me the confidence, skills, and opportunities to take my future into my own hands. Plus, with an award-winning career services center right here on campus, I know I'll be supported, both as a student and after I graduate in whatever path I choose. Are you ready to move forward?
Halftime at the Peterson Event Center, and a halftime score of this 5A championship game, Laurel Highlands 28 and Newcastle 27. There's no doubt about the fact that so many communities in western Pennsylvania have favorite sons, and believe me, folks, you could not have a better favorite son to represent a community than Newcastle has when the folks of that outstanding community talk about Chuck Tanner, the former Major League player and former Major League manager of the Pittsburgh Pirates, who led the Pirates to the World Championship in 1979. And the other, or one other, and I'm sure there's a handful of favorite sons in Newcastle, Ralph Blundo, 12th year, 7 championships. Ralph's wife Katie's a special ed teacher in the Newcastle School District, and Katie and Ralph have 4 children. Anna is assisting with the football team. She's at Duquesne Alley, 11th grader at Neshannock. Ralph, Katie and Ralph's third child is on the basketball team, and then there's Gino, who's a 6th grader. And for Laurel Highlands, Rick Hugger, 4 decades coaching, 18th year of the Laurel Highlands boys, 10 years leading the girls, 15 years Penn State Fayette men's basketball head coach. Rick, a graduate of Laurel Highlands. His wife Debbie is retired. She was an accountant for 34 years. And Rick and Debbie have a daughter, Shelby, who's a long-term substitute teacher in the Laurel Highlands School District. Dean, how about the scoring summary of the first half?
All right, for Newcastle, 27 points, 14 in the first quarter, 13 in the second quarter, led by Michael Wells. He's got 12. Isaiah Boyce with 9, 5 for Jonathan Anderson, and a single point for Kamari Perkins, giving them their 27. Laurel Highlands, 28 points, 16 in the first quarter, 12 in quarter number 2. Rodney Gallagher with 13 of those points, almost half of their total. 9 for Brandon Davis, 4 for Keandre DeShields, and a deuce for Jaden Pratt for their 28. Other interesting number on this page is the turnovers. Newcastle with 6, Laurel Highlands with only 3, so very low turnovers. Rebounding is 13 to 10 in favor of Newcastle. It's been pretty even. Field goal percentage for the game, 50% for Laurel Highlands, 47.4 for Newcastle. So pretty even in those statistical areas.
And the only issue related to fouls, Keandre DeShields of Laurel Highlands, the only player in the game having committed 2 personals in the first half of the game. Well, the stories that have already been written here at the Peterson Event Center. 6 games have been decided. The Bishop Canavan boys won their 2nd consecutive 1A title. Quaker Valley won its 2nd boys title, capturing 4A, and the Shady Side Academy boys won their 2nd championship in 3A. Couldn't help but think a lot about Peter Sauer today. He was a star at Shady Side Academy, died at much too young an age. Peter Sauer was the son of former Pirate President Mark Sauer. The North Catholic girls won the 3A championship, North Catholic's 21st title. Neshannock captured the 2A girls crown 2 in a row, and all 3 of Neshannock's 4 championships coming in the last 4 years. And Mount Lebanon won its 4th girls basketball title. Halftime, Laurel Highlands 28 and Newcastle 27. Our coverage brought to you by Slippery Rock University on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
It starts with a dream. And then something, someone, or someplace happens. That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you are pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged. To do better and to be better. Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor? Schedule a same-day appointment. Choose just the right service for your health concern? As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1234.
Water heater emergencies don't happen at the best times.
Honey, there's no hot water.
Mom, the water's freezing.
Get down here quick. At Mr. Water Heater, you'll talk to a real person 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When the last thing you need to worry about is your hot water tank. And for quality service and better than competitive pricing,
call Mr. Water Heater. Call Mr. Water Heater. Call Mr. Water Heater. Call Mr. Water Heater. Call Mr. Water Heater.
What can you expect at Seton Hill University?
An opportunity to transform the future.
A leader in innovative and mobile technology.
A personalized education tailored to your interests and your goals.
A welcoming community.
A big step up to your dream career.
As a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts university, Seton Hill pushes your education, your abilities, and your career to a higher level. Seton Hill University. This way up for progress, possibility, and a brighter future.
Of the 12 games this weekend, 5 defending champions in the competition. Bishop Canavan's already successfully defended its title in 1A and 2A. Our Lady of the Sacred Heart defending tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and Newcastle in this game. And in the girls' competition in 2A, Neshannock has successfully repeated, and Chartiers Valley has a shot at defending its title at 5 o'clock tomorrow. So we'll see. One of the stories that we'll be watching to see how it will be written out is the fact that Ralph Blundo has taken Newcastle previously to 7 championship games, and Ralph is 7-0 in championship games. 3 at the Palumbo, 3 at the Pete, and 1 at North Allegheny. The officials, as we get ready for the second half, Quinn McGuire, Shane Snyder, and Paul Pulio. Here we go. Laurel Highlands up by 1. In close and off the glass, but no good on the shot by Pratt. And Boyce, left side, right hand. Boyce has 11.
9 in the first quarter for Boyce. Held scoreless in the second, but gets back in the scorebook. First basket of the third quarter for Newcastle.
4th lead change of the game. 3 knocked down by DeShields. He's got 7.
Well, if Keandre DeShields joins the Gallagher-Davis party, it could be a tough second half for Newcastle defensively to try to keep track of 3 guys who are hot.
Anderson. And a foul coming with 6:53 remaining in the third quarter. A foul on Chambers. And our foul shooting brought to you by Kapusta Schreerers. Medical malpractice, personal injury cases. No risk, no upfront costs. So Anderson missing the first of 2. The website, kdslaw.offices.com. Anderson with 6. Laurel Highlands up by 1. Backcourt pressure broken by Davis. Chambers to Davis. Oh, great look. Great pass from Davis to DeShields.
And we got our first slam of the game. Keandre DeShields puts it down.
Foul here on Pratt.
Tremendous no-look pass there by Davis. Knew exactly where his teammate was going to be in the finish.
Wells, 12 points in the game. He's now 2 of 3 at the line with 2 threes to his credit.
It's his first miss at the line, a 65% shooter.
13 points for Michael Wells. Laurel Highlands on top 33-31. DeShields, about a 24-footer off the rim, and the rebound strong by Wells. Graham gets it back, has it rejected. Foul line, 15-footer doesn't go for DeShields, but the putback, Pratt in the right place at the right time.
This block on the defensive end leads to some offense for Laurel Highlands.
And the three for Wells. Wells has 16, his third three of the game. 35-34. And a timeout with 5:38 remaining in the third quarter. Wells, a three in the first, a three in the second, and a three here in the third. Our coverage brought to you by Slippery Rock University.
Come to Slippery Rock University. On campus weekday visits and Saturday open houses are available. Join us and learn about why SRU is right for you. Register for a visit at www.sru.edu/visit.
Three different times in the game, Laurel Highlands is led by 4. The biggest lead for Newcastle in the game was a 5-point advantage in the first quarter to the tune of 12-7.
A lot more scoring here early on in the third quarter than we had in the first half. Getting rid of those first half championship jitters, I'm sure. Mustangs on offense.
Pratt is passed too hard through the hands of DeShields. Anderson lost it, but it was off a Laurel Highlands player. And so the inbound will come under the Newcastle basket. Newcastle down by a point. Wells working against Pratt. Fifth lead change of the game. Newcastle in front 36-35.
Boy, he's tough to handle, isn't he? Outside, burying threes, and then he backs you down inside and hits the turnaround jump shot.
Wells with 18 points. That is a 2 for Gallagher. And another lead change.
He's just so smooth. His jump shot just tickles the net.
How about that for tickling?
Anderson with the answer.
Anderson's got 9. DeShields. Chambers, who pitched a no-hitter a year ago. Gallagher kind of discoing his way up the paint and couldn't get the ball to drop and stop the clock. It's just one notch past the halfway point of the third quarter. Newcastle 39, Laurel Highlands 37 in the 5A championship game, and we've got 5 games tomorrow for you on the Trib Live High School Sports Network. Well, what a tremendous job our crew has been doing. Full days for everybody. Our producer, Justin Labar, director, Jess Levo, with Aaron Caldwell, Alexa Marzina, Kevin Karsten, and Chelsea Roundtree. 5 games tomorrow. Congratulations to Amy Schooneman and the WPIAL for all of its fine work to prepare things for the tournament. The competition starts at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning with Aquinas Academy against Bishop Canavan in the 1A game, and then concludes tomorrow night at 7 o'clock North Hills against Fox Chapel.
Fox Chapel is going to be looking to try to redeem themselves after their earlier season loss.
By the way, folks, if you want some advice, if you're coming to the Peterson Event Center tomorrow and you want some advice, try to arrive at the parking lot at halftime of the game before the game that you want to see. Because by then, the game that is just finished, they've emptied out of the lot, and the other game patrons are not yet there.
Or get here for the first game and stay all day.
15-footer by Davis. She has 11. And we're tied at 39. Exactly the kind of game we expected. Wells. Shot rejected by DeShields. 3:30 remaining in the third quarter.
Well, he knocked that one out of there. Darn close to goaltending, but able to get the block.
Davis against Boyce. Loose ball. Anderson saves it. Well, it's quite an effort by Boyce there. Anderson for three. Off the front of the rim. Perkins missed it. DeShields. Foul there. 2:53 remaining in the third quarter. Game tied at 39.
Well, we got some battles going on in this game, man. Banging off of each other. Got some chatter going on down there. A lot of energy, boy. Game tied at 39. That's what you expect in this big game. 1 versus 2, and they're showing it right now.
Foul against Graham. The first foul of the second half against Newcastle.
Slugfest. What a great battle so far.
Gallagher comes up short. 2:36 remaining in the third quarter.
Gallagher thought somebody might have got a piece of that. It was hard to tell from up here.
Shot no good by Wells. And Gallagher fighting his way to the basket and draws a foul. 2:21 remaining in the third quarter. Foul called against Boyce. And Gallagher, 15 points in the game. He's 2 of 2 at the line. He made a basket at the end of the first quarter. Now Gallagher with 16 points, and Laurel Highlands back in front. 40-39. There's another lead change for you. $17 for Gallagher. On the other side, Wells of Newcastle has 18. Boyce, Wells, pushing foul against DeShields. 2:06 remaining in the third quarter. Foul number 3 against Laurel Highlands.
Foul number 3 against Keandre DeShields.
A shot from outside the arc, not good by Perkins. Pass, loose ball, bodies on the floor. And a tie-up, 150 remaining in the third quarter. Laurel Highlands leading 41-39. Newcastle gets the ball by way of the possession arrow.
So DeAndre goes and sits down with his third foul. It's going to bring 33 Nico Johns in.
And it is Laurel Highlands ball.
Johns has been out of this game for, I don't believe I saw him in the second quarter at all. He left in the first quarter. Hasn't really been back out there. But he needs to play now with DeShields having some foul issues.
And the shot will not go. Rolling on the rim counterclockwise, and a foul that brings us to a stoppage at 1:21 left in the third quarter. The foul, it's number 4 on Laurel Highlands in the second half.
Something to keep an eye on here is fouls. We'll put the team at the free throw line with an opportunity to get points.
Wells is going to go to the line here. This is foul number 5 against Laurel Highlands. Boy, Michael Wells sure does work hard inside, double teamed. And free throws brought to you by Kapusta Schreers. Learn more at kdslawoffices.com. Wells at 19 points. He has 3 threes. He is 4 of 5 at the line. Unable to tie the game up the floor quickly. Davis. Final minute of the third quarter.
Sorry about that. There's now 3 fouls also on Jaden Pratt.
And laid in effectively by Gallagher.
Man, when they're going in, they're going in. He's had a couple of those strong takes where they just fall.
.31 seconds remaining in the third quarter of this 5A Boys Championship game. Laurel Highlands led by 1 at the end of 1, led by 1 at halftime. Eight seconds. Intercepted back. Oh, boys at the buzzer. Fired it wide right. Well, the Laurel Highlands lead after 3 is 43-40. Laurel Highlands and Newcastle. Laurel Highlands number 1, Newcastle number 2 on the Trib Live High School Sports Network.
What can you expect at Seton Hill University?
An opportunity to transform the future.
A leader in innovative and mobile technology.
A personalized education tailored for your interests and your goals.
A welcoming community.
A big step up to your dream career.
As a nationally recognized Catholic liberal arts university, Seton Hill pushes your education, your abilities, and your career to a higher level. Seton Hill University. This way up for progress, possibility, and a brighter future.
Well, we're closing in. We're a couple hours away from midnight, but there's There's no Cinderella story here. These two teams both deserving of their appearance here at the Peterson Event Center. Laurel Highlands 24-0. The number 1 seed in 5A, Newcastle 23-1. The only loss Newcastle suffered this year was to 6A Central Catholic. As we start the fourth quarter, Laurel Highlands up by 3.
How about this for the Mustangs? 2018-19 season, they were 4-17. 3 years since, 55-13, including that 24-0 mark that they have this year.
Laurel Highlands going for its 3rd boys championship. Newcastle trying to win its 15th. "15-footer back of the rim on the shot by Gallagher. And 39 seconds have expired in the fourth quarter, and the foul here on Perkins. It's number 3 against Newcastle. 5 against Laurel Highlands. And not over and back because the ball was kicked away or off the fingertips, and Wells with determination. 21 points for Michael Wells. Something wrong with Isaiah Boyce.
Was he one of the guys that was tied up looking for the ball at midcourt there? Yep. Ended up having Taji Hooper land on him.
That was one heck of an assist from Graham. Graham prone position. 1 minute into the fourth quarter.
Both Pratt and the Shields back on the floor for Laurel Highlands. As we mentioned, with those 3 fouls, got to be careful.
The Shields fall away jumper. Another number 1, Graham. Anderson.
By the way, Nick Wallace into the game for Boyce. He hobbled off there a couple of minutes ago.
Wells working against Hooper. Or I guess it's the other way around, really. Shot no good by Anderson, and then tipped in by Perkins. And Newcastle has the lead. 10th lead change of the game. And a timeout.
Yeah, first 4 points of the fourth quarter go to the Red Hurricane, and they get...
Wanted to take a look at that last bucket to make sure we had it right, that it was Perkins.
I think it's Anderson.
No, it's Anderson. Glad we checked. So Anderson followed up his missed shot, and now Anderson with 11 points. Thanks to Jess Lebo, our director, for giving us that replay. Well, here we are. Remember that Newcastle led throughout every moment of the first quarter, with the exception of right at the end of the first quarter when Laurel Highlands grabbed its first lead of the night, 16-14. And the 1-point advantage for Newcastle, led by Michael Wells. 21 points for Wells. Wells averaging over 23 points in the 3 playoff games for Newcastle.
And now he's got 2 teammates also in double figures, Boyce with 11 and also Anderson now with 11.
for Gallagher. He had 22 in one playoff game, 12 against Hampton, then 19 against Highlands.
The Hampton game was their lowest offensive output of the season, which is 52 points.
And foul here. Davis is going to go to the free throw line. This is the fourth foul of the second half against Newcastle.
Now 3 fouls on Isaiah Boyce, who has re-entered for the Red Hurricane.
And Davis, 12 points in the game. He's 2 of 3 at the stripe. Game tied at 44.
Uncharacteristic misses there for him, too. He's an 80% free throw shooter. Just 2 of 4 tonight.
From outside the NCAA line. Statement made there by Jonathan Anderson. He has 14 points in the game, and Newcastle by 3. DeShields. Offensive foul.
Number 4 on Keandre DeShields. They're going to have to, they're going to move to the bench here and get him to sit down for a couple of minutes. Just 4:45 to go in this one.
To Jai Hooper in. Newcastle up by 3. Newcastle's biggest lead of the game was 5 in the first quarter, 12-7. Oh, Graham's attempt sent into the seats by Pratt.
So 4 Mustangs who have had at least 1 block in this game.
No fact. Jaden Pratt. Here's Anderson. He has 3 threes in the game. Gallagher. Chambers ran out of room.
No doubt on the other end, that shot by Anderson. He saw Pratt looming, and it definitely affected his delivery there. He kind of side-eyed him while he was trying to take the shot, and it was off.
Foul on Perkins here. And Rodney Gallagher going to the line to shoot 2. Gallagher, 19 points, 4 of 4 at the line. 47-44, Newcastle leads. Just a couple of ticks away from the halfway point of the fourth quarter. Gallagher reaches 20.
It's time to get to the big guys here. Got to get your big players involved.
Gallagher, 3-on-2. Following up. And DeShields, he was not out for long. Tied at 47.
Now 3 Mustangs in double figures as DeShields breaks through with his 10th and 11th point. And now we got a Newcastle timeout.
3:25 remaining. We have 3 players on each team having reached double figures. Wells, 21 for Newcastle. Teammates Anderson, 14. Boyce, 11. For Laurel Highlands, Gallagher, 19. Davis, 12. And DeShields, 11. "14 Newcastle championships. The first one was in 1927. And by the way, with 14 championships, and just in case you're an individual like myself who has very little to do in life and just sits around and contemplates stupid information. The 14 championships won by Newcastle, 8 have come with Democrats in the White House, and 6 have come with Republicans. 27 the first championship. The second came in 1936. And then on and on and on, with Ralph Blundo taking over 7 championships for him. 47-47, 3:25 remaining in the fourth quarter.
We're going to see who's got it, because neither one of these teams have really had a game this close all season. Laurel Highlands with 2 wins by single digits. Same thing with Newcastle, just 2 victories by single digits and that 1 6-point loss to Central Catholic.
Boyce would not drop the correct way off the rim. .250 left in the fourth quarter. Tied at 47. Hooper.
Well, this is, I think, the third time they've reset the offense on this trip. So still not getting the look that they want.
DeShields. A tie-up between DeShields and Perkins. 2:24 remaining in the fourth quarter. Deadlocked at 47. Arrow favors Newcastle. Laurel Highlands has 4 timeouts. Newcastle has 3. And a timeout here. Laurel Highlands has committed 6 fouls and Newcastle 5. 10 lead changes.
There's only been 1 foul called on Laurel Highlands here in the fourth quarter, though. That was the offensive foul on Keandre DeShields, who's playing with 4. Jaden Pratt also watching his fouls with 3. On the other side for Newcastle, 2 players with 3 personals, Isaiah Boyce and Kamari Perkins. Well, we got one shaping up here, man. We got one shaping up for a heck of a finish, I think.
2 years ago, Laurel Highlands in this building beat Mars 52-51. Game-winning free throws by then freshman Rodney Gallagher. Newcastle's ball. Anderson over the timeline. Oh, Boyce's pass got a hold. With 2:11 remaining, the foul is on Davis. It should make it a 1-and-1 for Wells. Missed it. Game stays tied at 44. Gallagher. Couple of bounces off the iron, but still tied at 47. Under 2 minutes remaining in the fourth quarter of this 5A championship game. Graham. And then Boyce. Here's Wells. Foul and a 1-and-1 again. Michael Wells. That's foul number 8 against Laurel Highlands.
And 4 on number 4 for Laurel Highlands, Jaden Pratt.
Well, Wells has missed the front end of 2 1-and-1s. 1:30 remaining in the fourth quarter. Game knotted at 47 for the 5A Boys Championship.
Well, he marked those 2 1-and-1 opportunities down as key in this game.
Wells, by the way, has missed a total of 4 free throws in the game. So the fact that 2 of the 4 were front ends of 1-and-1, that's 6 points right there. Final minute of the fourth quarter. Gallagher to Davis at center court.
Brandon Davis almost gave the game away there twice. He threw the ball where nobody was and then almost caught his own pass, which would have been a violation.
Gallagher's shot misses, down to 32 seconds. 5A championship game tied at 47.
And they are on their feet at the Pete, but we're going to get a timeout here by Newcastle.
17 seconds remaining. Michael Wells, 21 points in the game. Four of 8 from the free throw line. Wells has made 3 threes in the game, 1 in each of the first 3 quarters.
I don't know. Do you foul them here? I mean, I would think about it. They've missed the last 2 front ends of 1-and-1s. Foul them and make them beat you at the line. At least that gives you some time left. Otherwise, Newcastle's probably going to run this down and take 1 shot.
47-47. There have been only 11 points scored in this fourth quarter, total. Newcastle 7, Laurel Highlands 4. Number 3 is Michael Wells. At the moment, he is walking side by side with number 3, Brandon Davis. (17) Anderson, Perkins, Wells on the pass, out of bounds, and it is off a Laurel Highlands player. 4.5 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter, game tied at 47.
Boy, did they knew that ball was going to Michael Wells. They had 3 defenders on him down there. Now we got 4.5 left.
47-47. Will Newcastle win number 15, or will Rick and the Mustangs win number 3?
Boy, he is hot down there on the sideline. I think they thought that ball went straight out of bounds off of Wells. Let's see if we can see it here. Oh, boy. That is close.
The inbound will come from under the Newcastle basket.
Now, earlier in this game, we saw Newcastle score a couple of times on inbounds plays right under the basket. So This is something that they've already used really well. Let's see if they go back to the well, or the wells in this case.
And this timeout, 30-second timeout by Laurel Highlands. Resetting for you, Laurel Highlands has 3 timeouts left. Newcastle has 2. Laurel Highlands has committed 8 fouls in the game, or in the second half, and Newcastle 5.
Boy, what a way to end Friday night here at the Pete. $47.
Laurel Highlands led by 1 after 1, led by 2 after 1 rather, led by 1 at halftime, led by 3 at the end of 3. Ten lead changes. Michael Wells, 21 points for Newcastle. Rodney Gallagher, 20 points for Laurel Highlands.
Here we go.
Tie up. The arrow favors Laurel Highlands with just under 2 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter.
Wow. Again, they go to Wells again, and the defense converges quickly and knocks the ball loose. Now 1.9, so you can probably take a dribble or two.
Gallagher off the backboard, and it is fitting that these two talented teams with a combined record of 47-1 are going to play overtime. And at the end of 4, Newcastle 47, Laurel Highlands 47.
Water heater emergencies don't happen at the best times.
Honey, there's no hot water.
Mom, the water's freezing.
Get down here quick. At Mr. Water Heater, you'll talk to a real person 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. When the last thing you need to worry about is your hot water tank. And for quality service and better than competitive pricing,
Call Mr. Water Heater. Call Mr. Water Heater. Call Mr. Water Heater. Call Mr. Water Heater. Call Mr. Water Heater.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases, but most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis.
We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case.
If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
Yeah, an hour and 20 minutes ago they tossed up the basketball to start this epic game, and they're going to do it again. McGuire tosses it up, and here we go. 4 minutes of overtime indeed.
See if the overtime jazzes up these offenses a little bit.
Shot does not count. The quick foul. Number 6 against Newcastle. Tied at 47 to Shields. Playing with 4 fouls. And draws one here. Keandre DeShields will have his first trip at the free throw line Shields 11 points. Game tied at 47. We've been sitting on 47-47 for some time. $12 for Shields. Laurel Highlands by 1. First minute of overtime. Perkins, Graham, Anderson, and Wells. Three minutes remaining in overtime.
Michael Graham over there, he has not scored yet. Averages 7 a game. As a matter of fact, other than the guys in double figures, there hasn't been too much additional scoring anywhere.
Well, Boyce saw a corridor but could not put the basket in. 2:30 left in overtime.
That was a nice take to the hole, just could not get it to drop. But man, you need those at this point in the game.
Laurel Highlands by 1. Gallagher up by 3 is Laurel Highlands.
Boy, can he take the ball to the hole or what? What a take again. Nice little one-handed floater there. Extends their lead out to 3 here.
Wells, shot blocked, got it back, missed again, but then tipped in. 50-49. Laurel Highlands by 1.
Man, what great defense there by Brandon Davis to get the block in the first place, but the rest of his team doesn't recover to get the rebound, and Newcastle gets it.
Let's see that again. That's Perkins. After Wells had a couple of opportunities, it is Perkins that gets his first field goal. There's one by Wells, another one by Wells, and then Perkins finishes it, giving Perkins his first field goal of the game, 3 points. And it is 50-49. Laurel Highlands leads with 1:36 remaining in overtime.
It is really weird how similar these two sides are right now. You've got Wells with Newcastle with 21, Gallagher with 22 with Laurel Highlands. You've got 14 from Jonathan Anderson in Newcastle. You got 12 from Brandon Davis. The Shields, Boyce, 12 and 11. And then you have 4 from Jaden Pratt and 3 from Kamari Perkins. This is like the most balanced game I don't know I've ever seen. This is crazy. Each team with 4 guys in the scorebook.
Minute 30 remaining in overtime. Laurel Highlands with the ball and a 1-point lead. Shot blocked. Minute 13.
Kamari Perkins with the block on a big defensive play down the other end.
Newcastle down by 1 with a minute remaining in this first overtime. Anderson. Chance to put Newcastle in front, but the ball rolled on the rim and dropped away, and we've got just under 39 seconds remaining in overtime. Laurel Highlands with the ball in front of Newcastle, 50-49.
Man, that is 2 basic layups that Newcastle was missed here in OT. You can't, my goodness, those are tough misses in a game like this. Yeah, DeShields was there, and you had to kind of maybe give it a little bit of more of a float, but I think he's got to take that maybe strong and try to just take it off the glass for 2.
5A championship game. Laurel Highlands won 2 years ago. Newcastle won last year. And something that Dean pointed out earlier in our broadcast, Laurel Highlands lost in the semifinals to Newcastle last year. 38 seconds. Laurel Highlands leads by 1. And blocking foul on Graham. And the 1-and-1 for Gallagher. Gallagher 5 of 6 at the line tonight.
And he's a really good foul shooter. I think I mentioned it earlier, 81% on the season. He's got a chance to put a lot of pressure on Newcastle here.
.23 for Gallagher. Free throws brought to you by Capusto Schwerers. Learn more at kdslawoffices.com. Laurel Highlands by 3. 52-49 timeout.
That man, Rodney Gallagher, has ice water running through his veins. Just steps to the line with the WPIAL title on the line and sinks 2 free throws with 26 seconds left in overtime to give his team a 3-point lead. This broadcast brought to you by Slippery Rock University. A rock-solid education begins with comprehensive learning experience inspired by passionate faculty members and guided by caring support services. Learn more and visit SRU, www.sru.edu/visit.
Newcastle has the ball down by 3 with 26 seconds remaining in overtime. Pressure being applied in the backcourt. Anderson, Wells. Wells has the shot blocked by DeShields and a foul.
Wow.
Wells going for 2 when they were down by 3.
What a block by Keandre DeShields, playing with 4 fouls, well knowing that it's overtime. And, you know, you foul out here, maybe Newcastle's able to tie this game, and he's done. But he steps up and makes a huge block and now goes to the line for another 1-and-1 opportunity to try to put this game away.
3-point game. Timeout called by Newcastle. Just under 14 seconds remaining in overtime. Ralph Blundo, head coach of Newcastle, 12 seasons, and a perfect record for Ralph in championship games. And on the other side, Rick Hugger. Rick, 4 decades coaching, and led this Laurel Highlands team to a championship 2 years ago. And The Laurel Highlands Mustangs have a 3-point lead. Just a bit under 14 remaining in overtime.
Of course, this ain't like last year. You know, both these teams, regardless of the outcome, go to states. 7 teams in Class 5A go to states.
Yeah, but I believe Hampton is rooting for Laurel Highlands, isn't it?
They are. Pretty electric atmosphere for the last game here on Friday night. And why not? This has been the game of the weekend so far.
10 seconds. Boyce ties the game. 52-52. Gallagher hits the rim at the buzzer. Isaiah Boyce.
Holy cow. Isaiah Boyce has not scored since the third quarter. Cans a trifecta from the wing to tie it. Unbelievable game. Woo.
Tied at 47 at the end of regulation. Now at 52 for the outset of the second overtime. For Isaiah Boyce, his third 3 of the game. Got 3 threes, 2 twos, and a 1. Overtime number 2.
That's Newcastle's first jump ball win of the night. They lost the opening tip and the first overtime tip.
Graham stops, feeds it out to Anderson.
Let's not forget 2 Laurel Highlands players playing with 4 fouls.
Dropped in from close range by Anderson. Gallagher comes up short. Newcastle led 47-45 near the end of regulation. And now leads 54-52 in this second overtime. Graham. Anderson 12, Graham number 1. And a tie up. The arrow favors Laurel Highlands. 2:37 remaining in the second overtime.
Joe Chambers back into the game for Taji Hooper. Mustangs are down by 2 here. Every basket in the fourth quarter and overtime have been fought tooth and nail for.
DeShields weaves his way to the basket, tie it up. DeShields 14 points, tied at 54. Anderson down Forbes Avenue.
He's got both of Newcastle's baskets here in the second OT.
Newcastle up by 2. Minute 55 left in the second overtime. Laid in by DeShields. Tied at 56. Timeout.
And now Keandre's starting to feel it a little bit. Nice drive, control the ball, keep it away from the defenders, lay it up off the glass and good. And we are tied again, 56 aside.
Laurel Highlands won its first boys championship in 1968 and then won 2 years ago, a 1-point win over Mars. Newcastle trying to collect its 15th boys title. What has already happened here at the Peterson Event Center, the Bishop Canavan boys, Quaker Valley boys team, Shadyside Academy boys, the winners so far over the first 2 days. In girls action, North Catholic, Nishanik, and Mount Lebanon. North Catholic 21 girls basketball championships. Jess Levo, our director. Justin LeBar, our producer, with Aaron Caldwell, Alexa Marzina, Kevin Kirsten, and Chelsea Roundtree. 56-56, minute 38. Newcastle has the ball.
What was that word you used in the open? Epic? I think it's been epic.
Boyce, Wells. You know, Wells, by the way, now just has 4 points since the end of the third quarter. With these last two, putting Newcastle up 58-56 with a minute 10 remaining in the second overtime. DeShields drives it home and is fouled. DeShields with 18 points, going to the line to put Laurel Highlands back in front.
I think Keandre DeShields went off the floor after the first overtime kicking himself because he missed that front end of the 1-and-1. It would have given his team a 4-point lead because here in the second OT, he's been pretty unstoppable on offense. 6 points. All 6 points for Laurel Highlands in OT2.
53 seconds remaining in the second overtime. 5A championship game. Graham stops. Shot high. And Laurel Highlands has it. "37 seconds.
And once again, the crowd to their feet.
25.
Yeah, I don't think the Mustangs are going to give Newcastle another chance to beat the buzzer here.
Timeout. Just under 14 seconds remaining in the second overtime. 58-58. One of the great things I've learned over 50 years in broadcasting, one of the great things about being a part of a game like this as a broadcaster, you don't have to say too much. Just let everybody savor it, absorb it, and keep your mouth shut.
What else is there to say that hasn't already been said? I mean, you can only say this game has been incredible so many times, but it's true. Just a slugfest between these two teams. It's really a shame somebody is going to walk away with a silver at this game because, my goodness, this has been a battle. I don't think it would be a stretch to say that they may play again.
Chambers to trigger the play. And another timeout. Our coverage brought to you by Slippery Rock University. 5 games tomorrow. First one at 11 o'clock. Aquinas Academy girls against Bishop Canavan's girls. 1 o'clock. Our Lady of the Sacred Heart boys against Fort Cherry. And then back-to-back girls games at 3 and 5. Blackhawk Knock, Chartiers Valley, South Fayette. And then the final game of this year's tournament, the 6A contest between number 1 North Hills and number 2 Fox Chapel.
We saw this same scenario set up at the end of the, I think, first overtime, I believe. Newcastle took a timeout. Laurel Highlands took another timeout right after they got set up. Now they flipped.
Second overtime, game tied at 58, just under 14 seconds remaining in the second overtime. And now it'll be DeShields to put the ball in play. Ten. Gallagher.
They called a foul.
The officials confer the foul that had come before the buzzer. And evidently so.
Well, Coach Blundo is not happy about that, but what are you going to do?
So Gallagher, who 2 years ago dropped a pair of free throws to propel Laurel Highlands to the championship over Mars, at the line here to shoot 2 to win it for Laurel Highlands.
We'll put 0.3 seconds on the clock here.
Point number 25 for Rodney. 59-58. Timeout called. 60-58. Laurel Highlands.
Well, he's been doing it all game. Gallagher getting to the hole. He's been to the free throw line 5 times. He's only missed one free throw. 9 out of 10. He gets to the hole, gets the foul. He goes 2-2 to put this game in the Mustangs' favor. 60-58. Just 0.3 seconds left. So you're talking catch and shoot here for the Hurricane.
Second overtime. Tied at 47 at the end of regulation. Tied at 52 at the end of one overtime. Wells to inbound it. Anderson's all alone on the near side. There's the pass. Anderson. Laurel Highlands has won its third boys basketball championship in the WPIAL.
What an incredible basketball game. Big time players making big plays, and that's Rodney Gallagher finishing it off with 2 free throws, just like he did 2 years ago. "5A champions, Laurel Highlands."
We'll have a look at the medal ceremony coming up in just a moment.
It starts with a dream, and then something, someone, or someplace happens. That is the difference between those who dream and those who make it happen. An experience where you are pushed, challenged, knocked down, picked up, encouraged to do better and to be better. Make your dreams happen at Slippery Rock University. Experience the difference.
Excella Health wants to know, how can we help you today? Can we help you find a doctor? Schedule a same-day appointment. Choose just the right service for your health concern. As your healthcare partner, Excella offers hundreds of primary care and specialty doctors, along with outpatient testing, rehab, and nationally recognized heart care, surgery, and orthopedics. To learn more, visit excellahealth.org or call 1-877-771-1234.
Attorneys from all over the state and nation advertise in southwestern Pennsylvania for personal injury and workers' comp cases, but most of them send their assistants to do the legwork. You might not even meet your attorney until your first hearing.
We're local attorneys, Davis & Davis.
We meet directly with our clients, including free consultation, and there are no fees until you receive money on your case.
If you've been injured, call Davis & Davis, representing you and your neighbors yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
7 champions have been crowned so far over the past 2 days. In girls, North Catholic, Neshannock, and Mount Lebanon. And in boys, Bishop Canevin, Quaker Valley, Shadyside Academy, and Laurel Highlands. You want to check those scoring numbers before we get down to the ceremony to have the introductions of the players?
60 points for Laurel Highlands, led by Rodney Gallagher with 26, Keandre DeShields with 18, 12 for Brandon Davis, and 4 for Jaden Pratt. 4 guys in the book, 60 points. For Newcastle, 58 points, 23 for Michael Wells, 16 for Jonathan Anderson, 14 for Isaiah Boyce, and 5 for Kamari Perkins. Give 11 boards also to Keandre DeShields, double-double. And 9 rebounds for Michael Wells, so just 1 short for him.
So Ralph Blundo goes through the ceremony of presenting the silver medals to his team. And Newcastle will go into the state playoffs with a record of 23-2 in 5A. 7 teams qualify for states. Before we go down to have Adam Gusky give us the names of the champions. Remember, tomorrow on the Trib Live High School Sports Network, 5 games. Breakfast at 11 o'clock tomorrow for the girls' game between Aquinas Academy and Bishop Canevin. And then the final game of the tournament, the 6A boys game at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So thank you for joining us. And our entire crew, led by Justin Labar and Just Levo. As in double overtime, Laurel Highlands wins 60-58. And the runner-up trophy to be presented here. That is, by the way, the gentleman presenting this trophy is David Tumbas, who for many years was an assistant trainer of the Pittsburgh Pirates with Ken Biggerstaff and now works for UPMC. And now to Adam Gusky for the Laurel Highlands champions.
PIAL 5A boys champions, the Newcastle, the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Number 2, Rodney Gallagher. Number 1, Keandre DeShields. Number 3, Brandon Davis. Number 15, Joe Chambers. Number 33, Nico Johns. Number 4, Jaden Pratt. Number 25, Taji Hooper. Number 22, INZ Sumter. Number 13, DeMonte Kiss. Number 24, Blaze Krisner. Number 21, Malachi Wallace. Number 40, Patrick Kavanaugh. Number 12, Nate Schwertberger. Number 11, Mason Bullish. And number 14, Michael Bittner. Assistant coach, Deere Jenkins. Assistant coach, John Smith. And head coach, Rick Hauger. Laurel Highlands, please join Michael Allison, treasurer of the WPIAL, and accept your WPIAL 5A Boys Basketball Championship Trophy. Again, congratulations to Newcastle on a great season. And congratulations to the WPIAL 5A Boys Champion, Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Fans, we thank you for your attendance this evening. Please travel home safely. We hope to see you back here tomorrow for day 3 of our championships. And congratulations to today's winners.